This is the Night Wolf howling at you, and today we're going to take a look at the Masters of the Universe, Man-at-Arms, the Heroic Master of Weapons, from the 2026 movie. So on the front here, we just see the figure in the box with the usual crap. But when we turn it around, we see that Target had sliced through the back of the package, ruining the artwork, as usual. Thank you, Target. I appreciate it. Man-at-Arms, the Heroic Master of Weapons. As the former head of the Eternian Royal Guard, Duncan is ready for battle, once again looking to reclaim his glory and free Eternia from the clutches of evil. Honestly, I think I would have liked to have seen him when they broke out of jail more than this version, if I'm being honest with you guys. But let's go ahead and open this sucker up, shall we? Let's see if Man-at-Arms can stand up on his own here. Think he might still be drunk. The mace here, he's still drunk. It is almost exactly the same as the one in Origins. Looking at this thing, I mean, some of these little dots here look a bit smaller, so that maybe that is, because obviously it looks like they literally just remolded it with this little peg on it. Otherwise, it is the exact same one as the Origins one. And I think the little bit of size difference probably comes from the remolding process, or, creating that. That's actually pretty disappointing, honestly. Because I want to say, I'd have to rewatch the movie again. Free on Amazon with commercials, by the way. But I'm pretty sure, I don't remember him actually using a mace weapon, and if he did, it definitely did not look exactly the same as the previous ones. However, he comes with the mace, and then he comes with a gun, which I do remember him using more often. And in his thighs here, we have peg holes. And his upper thighs are new parts. On the one side, hand, whatever, at least they gave us a place to put his weapons. On the other hand, it looks kind of dumb. Like, the pistol is fine, but not the mace. Like, I wish they would have left a hole up, like, in the back of the armor for the mace, you know what I mean? It just doesn't look very good, in my opinion. Wonder how well he holds the gun, though. Because, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. The gun doesn't fit particularly well in his hand, and it's obviously stretching out the plastic. Although we see that with most toys all the time nowadays with stuff. Just the way certain weapons will cause, you have to stretch out the fingers to put them in there, and then it'll stretch them out naturally, or keep them stretched out. So that's a problem with Man-at-Arms gun right there. But we can put his mace in place. This is so weird. Yeah, like I said, it looks like it might be just a little bit smaller because of whatever process they used to do this. But like in his hand, it definitely looks smaller. That being said, I do like the color scheme on this one better than this one. Also, the shoulder armor is glued into place with probably a little peg in there to help hold it. Looks like we have a lot of new parts here. Thighs, the upper arms are new. Almost everything on this guy, I guess, is newish. The boots are new. The armor does just come off of there. So maybe the boots aren't actually new. Well, I don't think anybody else I've looked at from this line has had just like these plain boots yet. But the thighs are molded like that, and the boot armor does go on there. The diaper looks like it's probably from the WWE. Yeah, it's the Masters of the WWE diaper. And then his belt just comes off, no loincloth. Because Man-at-Arms didn't have a loincloth in the movie. But let's take his armor off and see what they used for his body, because that looks different too. Oh yeah, look at that. Can you guys see all the details in there? This is 100% new sculpting here. And I don't see this being used for any other character either when you get right down to it. I suppose maybe Fisto. But yeah, they definitely put effort into this. Sculpted in details and everything. Which is surprising considering that, you know, his armor covers it. Covers pretty much all of the additional sculpting except for here at the abs. Oops. Also looks like a really good face sculpt when you get right down to it. Although there are no, it's just pupil, no whites of the eyes there. But yeah, the paint looks really good on the mustache. That's usually an issue, honestly. And I like the coloring on the helmet. They did keep it blue. Like in the package, it looked to me like it was gray, but once you got out in the light here, it definitely is a blue color, lighter blue than, well, it's a little bit darker blue than the one from Origins was. A little more streamlined. It looks nice. The head sculpt here is great. I'm not sure why. It looks like this could actually like slide forward to cover his eyes if he wanted, because those two things look like eye coverings right there. So something we didn't see in the movie, but maybe it was something that could have been done. And would love to see like in special features, except for, you know, of course, you can't get the physical media with special features, and I didn't see any special features with the movie on streaming. So yeah, good going, Amazon. Articulation-wise, we got that ball joint with the little stick that moves around. So we can kind of do this thing. Look down, look up, look sideways, looks upward, sideways. Armor gets in the way to go look down and sideways. Spin at the shoulder, and we can raise the shoulder up. The armor will slip out of place in order to allow his shoulder to go all the way up. We have a single joint in the elbow that will spin because it's pegged in there, and then go 180 there. That's more like an 80 degree angle right there. We can spin his hand. We have in and out articulation. Oh, whoa, check that out. Hold on. Man, I am out of it today, I think. The gauntlet on this arm does have come off, and it is differently designed from that. Just as this actually has the kind of detailing that we saw in the Origins toys, or classic Man-at-Arms. And in fact, that comes up. These two parts of armor come off of him. This is glued and this is sculpted in. So I'm surprised that this wasn't sculpted in. But then again, that's less parts that they needed to mold, right? So I just wanted to cover that when I noticed it. But yeah, both fists have the in and out articulation. Spin at the waist. Can kick up about that far, which isn't much at all. Kick back very little. Oopsie. The WWE diaper has almost no noticeable butt crack, but you know, you can feel it if you fondle his butt. I don't know how many of you guys want to fondle his butt, but it's an option. About 90 degree bend at the knee. There's that pin to spin it a bit. Although this one is super tight. I just knocked the leg armor off again. See, I think now that I've pulled it off, I think it's going to be easier to take it off, and I don't like that. But obviously there is the boot cut. We got the heel that can go up and down and spin around on the foot. The armor, though, does hinder the spin part. but that is a peg also. Boink. And you know, I didn't actually open up the white sheet this time. Shows the head and the arms coming off. It does not show the individual armor though, which is kind of sad when you get right down to it. So this Man-at-Arms does look great overall. The sculpting is great. I like that they have a bunch of new parts. I can't believe I didn't notice earlier that the armor on the left arm did come all the way off. That's my bad. The color choices are excellent on here. Son of a bitch. Man-at-Arms is drunk again. I feel like this is strangely appropriate with this figure considering that he spent the first half of the movie when we saw him drunk. So whatever, I'm just gonna leave it in here like this. He's just being drunk again. But anyway, if you're collecting the movie figures for Origins, this is a good one to get, honestly. Aside from the fact that I can't keep him standing up straight. The figure looks excellent. The colors are all well done. I've already said that, so I don't know why I'm repeating it. And ultimately, he is going to be a good addition to your collection. I just wish they had given us a brand new mace instead of adding a peg to the original style mace. So this guy could have had his own style of weapon. Or maybe even use the one from the... Or maybe they could have used the one from the 2000X line. I don't know. But why don't you guys let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this review, please feel free to drunkenly smash that like button. And if you want to hear more of my nonsense in the future, you can subscribe. Perhaps you might even want to just go ahead and tap on that notification bell. I thank you for watching. Peace and love.